No! I've been denied! I can't make new contracts! Old man Slim, you suck! Welcome back to another episode of Us. Today on Survival Today we return, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fan-freaking-tastic day of the most amazing variety that only gets more fan-freaking-tastic from here on out. And today, boom, we're gonna be going over a topic that there's actually quite extensive information about, and definitely something that I wanted to kind of bring up and really kind of conglomerate everything possible and piece together every little bit that has been put out from the past, especially along with some of the things that we got coming up within future updates. This is definitely, I feel like, a prime time. I definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts around all this shit as well. Without further ado, what you guys are seeing over here is going to be the first of the city sketches with the caption, new locations are under development. And this is actually what appears to be a bit of a city sketch from way back in the last day on Earth's history. Now we're gonna be going over a couple of these things because I was actually kind of like compiling all of this stuff, and really we've had quite a few looks at the city, so I'm trying to get the most extensive kind of just compact everything about it, along with how the suburbs are going to connect with this and what we do know about the suburbs as a location so far. So this is just what appears to be a sketch of the city with some sort of a kind of like building, this bigger building over there on the right where there are actually survivors holding out from, and all of these zombies. We actually do know from some loading screen teasers that the city is going to be a place filled to the freaking brim with zombies. Definitely something that we do need to worry about, and this image is obviously backing up that claim. Boom! What we're seeing over here, on the other hand, is going to be with the caption, as promised, we are sharing one of the possible future locations, a city-like settlement. Yes, we are working on new zones every single day, and we are seeing a very similar, definitely appears like it's within the same, like you can kind of see like the grassiness that's kind of like similar to the other one. Definitely appears like this is taking place within the same area, and again, you have survivors, you have settlers holding out on what appears to be this like little building. So what we're kind of being able to piece together here is that within the city, there are likely going to be multiple factions, and even just like standalone survivors kind of trying to hold out in separate locations, and you know, they might even be conglomerating into like bigger settlements, which is going to be really cool to see in the city when that does ultimately come down the line. But boom, here's something interesting, and once this gets connected, there's definitely going to be some cool stuff to piece together. As you know, our team set many goals to complete, new locations, holiday events, and many other things you haven't heard about yet. But we've already mentioned city locations and even promised to show you 3D models of houses of a suburb. Here it is, and boom, you guys are seeing that exact suburb location. We actually do have some info about the suburb as well, but with all of these looks, these are kind of like the main looks, the main sketches, the main sneak peeks we have had at the city and the suburbs, which are definitely going to be connected to the city, and we're going to break that down in a second. But let's go over the city and everything we do know about it and all the different ways that it does appear. The Mercenaries actually bring it up. If you guys recall, the Mercenaries have this like little blurb where they talk about a mythical city to the north or something like that, and also that there are a ton of zombies across the river. We've broken this down a little bit in the past, and both of these things line up very nicely with this roadway over here, which is a highway. And it's not always a highway. It starts over here as a normal road but transitions into a highway, likely because, as highways tend to do, they tend to lead towards major kind of urban centers where there's all sorts of intersections meeting and branching off towards other cities and stuff like that. But this doesn't appear to be a branch. This appears to be like one of those branches, and likely it is going to go all the way back up to the city, further backing up the fact that the city is going to be to the north. The Mercenaries explicitly mention the city, which is a big sign because that shows that Kafir has not forgotten about the city, because the Mercenary update is literally the latest update that we've gotten, and there are still mercenaries and whatnot bringing it up, meaning that it is still on Kafir's mind and definitely still something that they are working towards, which is very good to hear. We've also seen it mentioned in loading screens. That's actually in some loading screens they have brought up the fact that like there are tons of zombies still roaming the streets, and that kind of is backed up from that first concept art that we saw, along with some like the just major buildings that appear to be available over there. And then once we kind of start taking all this into account and the fact that this bridge is going to be leading into a city central, there's a very interesting takeaway, because as we know, likely we're going to be getting this zone over here next, the swamp zone. We have actually seen much more concrete in-game looks, and very well it might even be the secret update coming up on the 2-year anniversary of Last Day on It. But we have already seen some sneak peeks into it, and it is likely that we're going to be getting that before this does, or whatchamacallit, we're gonna be getting the swamp before that city does come into play. But as we know, this new zone, and this is where things kind of start to make sense, is likely going, not likely, it's for sure gonna be the swamp zone where we are gonna be getting an entirely new type of resource, and that resource should be available, I'm just trying to find it right here, the ash plank in the form of the ash log. Okie dokie. There might even be a similar location, kind of like how the north has oak zones, which would kind of be what the ash, like the swamp zones would be, with the new tier wood resource that they would add in, because the oak zones are originally what added in oak into the game when this northern area was added in. But the northern area also had these winter zones, which is where the copper came from, which ultimately we could refine into steel, which became that next tier of stuff. So it's very likely we might get something similar over here near the swamp, some sort of accompanying zone with the swamp zone to actually be a source of, if I could find it over here somewhere, titanium bars. But then there's still one metal after that. There's the tungsten bar, and when we see these new type of resources, again, in the past we've seen them mainly get added with this progression when new areas are expanded. And with this roadway that was explicitly added when they had like the whole map revamp, reorganized a couple of things, and the fact that it's leading over there and it's still shrouded in a mystery, we know the city's gonna be up north. There are actually signs pointing towards the city, potentially in whatever zones accompanying it, being the future source of tungsten, an essential resource for crafting some of the most endgame stuff out there. And that lines up very nicely with what the city would be, probably one of the single hardest locations in the game due to its level of difficulty. We saw the amount of zombies it's probably gonna have, potentially the amount of like hostile survivors trying to survive out there as well. And the city obviously is even more up north, making it even further to get to, and usually the further away you get from base, you know, the harder things get, and also the harder materials that there are. So very interesting to think that this is going to be the area that may very well ultimately put tungsten into the game. I know, interesting stuff, and especially when you take into account the suburbs and how those are going to come into play, because suburbs tend to literally be connected to cities. Suburbs have to do with cities. You don't find suburbs out in the middle of nowhere. You find suburbs kind of on the outskirts of cities, meaning that these potential suburb locations are likely going to come before or in the same update as the city. Potentially the suburbs will come in, but there's some sort of like impenetrable quarantine against the city itself, and you can simply loot the suburbs until further progression happens. But regardless, the suburbs are going to need to be connected to the city, which means the suburbs are likely going to be another one of those northern locations we could expect within this landmass over here. And from the information that we have heard in the past, Kafir has said that the way that they intended suburbs to work, and they were actually on the original roadmap of Last Day on Earth as well, over in one of like the further points. But from the way that they intended it to work, I believe that the suburb was kind of going to be a randomly generated location with random elements, where every time it would spawn in, there would actually be a random amount of houses within the zone, anywhere from 4 to 6 suburban houses that you would be able to loot, making, you know, the loot and just kind of like the way that you go about looting it very unique, which is kind of similar to the dungeon feature that we are going to be seeing with the single player basement dungeons coming most likely within one of, if not the very next updates to the game. And likely what this means is that dungeons are going to denote things that kind of like randomly generate and change every time you go into them, and that would make sense to classify the suburbs as those as well. But with that, we have pretty much the giant conglomeration of every bit of information about the city and the suburbs, which is very related to the city that is out there at the moment. Definitely something I want to go ahead and share with you guys, and definitely something I'd love to hear from you guys in that comment section down below. Your guys' thoughts on the city, what you think about the tungsten, and the fact that it may be appearing within the limits of the city, which would make sense because, again, the city is probably going to be so far out there, going to be so hard to get, probably going to be some of the toughest enemies we encounter over there. Could you imagine the types of bosses that might be coming along with it? Absolutely crazy stuff. Let me know what you guys think about this all in that comment section down below, whether that be your thoughts on the city, what you would expect or like to see in the city. Same thing with the suburbs, and this whole potential for the tungsten to come in a new zone with this city, because again, out of like potential new zones and map expansions currently, the only one that there is even a hint towards is the city outside of the swamp biome, which is very more explicitly hinting towards and whatnot. Outside of that, the only clue at an expansion to the map we have is the city, with that highway leading up to the north, and that being kind of in the general vicinity of where the map has been expanding in that kind of like northern, northwestern, western region. A lot of things are lining up for some very interesting things. And yo, I've been denied. I can't make new contracts. Old man Slim, you suck. How could you do this to me? Are you telling me I will never hire another mercenary again? They're not here. Oh no! They don't want to work with me anymore. Is it because of what I did to you, Slim? The 1 health, I'm so sorry, man. Listen, I sincerely apologize. I didn't mean it, I swear. It was an accident. No. Well, feels bad, man. But, you know what'll make me feel a little bit better? Hearing your guys' thoughts in that comment section down below regarding all of these things, because like I am saying, definitely some stuff that I'm looking forward to, and obviously the city is just gonna be such a massive location when it does come with what it could bring. Just the general fact that like the scale of a city compared to like all this stuff out here, which is so much smaller scale compared to a literal city, that thing is probably the end game of locations and going to be the craziest one out of every single one out there. But let me know what you guys think in that comment section down below, and a reminder that comment is gonna put you 1/3 of the way into the Wiki Tribe at such a place. Store gift card giveaway. All you gotta do as well is make sure to hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed. That'll enter you in on today's video. Y'all can go ahead and enter in on every single last day on Earth video. When Saturday rolls around, we'll pick random video for the past week, pick a random comment from that random video, and that will be the winner for the week. And we'll kick off a new weekly giveaway that exact same Saturday as well. So make sure you stay tuned with that notification bell to stay up to date with every single video. Y'all can enter in on for that weekly giveaway. Not to mention all the other dope survival games going up on the channel as well that you should definitely give a look-ski-doodle in case you have not already, whether that be current series already going on or some of the new survival games we got going up soon. We got some awesomeness going on. Hello, dealer. I might make a pit stop over to you as well, but for now I will run over here and then drive to the chopper event, because that is one of my favorite events to always go to. And we also have a really nice raid lined up for today as well, so hopefully you guys are prepared for that. But off to the chopper we go. But yeah, that notification bell is also a great way to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest of Last Day on Earth information. As soon as any type of new info does come out, we are diving into it absolutely head first, spreading it to you guys eyes and ears on the ASAP, breaking it down, connecting it with information already out there, compiling everything we can to give us the clearest outlook of the future of Last Day on Earth, what to expect it, when to expect it, all that type of jazz. And as soon as any type of new update does come out, we are diving into that head first as well and showcasing off every single new thing that there is. Doesn't matter how hard it is, how endgame it is, how much of our loot we got to blow through, new bosses, new locations, new enemies, new anything, you name it, we showing it off, and we having an absolutely fan-freaking-tastic time like we are now, mowing down these zombies. Oh no, I did not mean to start mowing you guys down. God dang it, my trigger finger has betrayed me. Oh, don't betray me, freaking survivor. I kill you, I kill you. Okay, you are killed. Well, we have played ourselves, but that's okay because I got some granata launchers, some pretty broken down AKs, which is perfect for this event. So, granata! Marvelous. Yeah, all these broken down AKs. Listen, that's what I love about the grenade launcher mod, man. If you have like a 1 shot and an AK left over, technically speaking, you could turn that 1 shot into a very, very explosive one. Okay, though, we gotta go ahead and start dealing with the rest of these zombies. I'm gonna try and just kite them together, and we'll take them out with this explosive action because it's gonna take a little bit to regenerate. It's gonna take a little bit for us to try to get these dudes as compact as possible and really have them converge into like a single cell. I don't know, I'm just trying to make them as small as possible so this boom kills as many as possible, and so we can finally get into this goddamn loot. But yeah, man, whenever a new update does come out, granata, goodbye to you. We're gonna be checking it out. New locations, new events, new anything, you name it. And we're gonna be having an absolutely fan-freaking-tastic time with this as well. But okie dokie, into the chopper we go. Woo! That's some really good loot. Woo! This loot just got so much better, and I got a lot of zombies to go ahead and loot up as well. Things are coming up. Millhouse, we got an airdrop to check out after this. This has been a bueno chopper event, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why chopper events. As soon as you get a chopper, if you are not going to chopper events, you are making everyone out there, with or without a chopper, cringe, cry on the inside, because holy guacamole, this should be first-hand evidence at the potential that is possible. Because, like, you don't even have to, like, if you play your cards right, like in this event, you could just let those dudes die to the zombies, loot up their leftovers. You know, there's the other event where you get, like, a shotgun guaranteed, AK guaranteed. There's so many different versions, and so many of them just end up getting you so much loot at a very small cost. It's absolutely wonderful. Oh my god. It just keeps on getting more wonderful. Holy guacamole, Batman, and I need to spread a little bit of vitamin P. I will pee on this chopper because I cannot take it. And this makes me a sad lad. I wish I could steal this chopper, man. Wish if I brought a mercenary, I could, you know, do some chopper hijackings. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, if mercenaries were more permanent, That permanent English is hard. I would love to see that as a feature where like if you could like hijack these choppers and maybe like you can't use them yourself, but you know, go sell them to Jane or something. I'm sure Jane would appreciate some choppers she could scrap together, and to give me another reason to visit the mechanic, because like I'm just saying, after you get all your choppers maxed out, you're probably never visiting Jane again. Jane's getting pretty lonely over there just being surrounded by zombies, but hey, that's the place she chose, so not much we could do about it. But yeah, man, I would freaking that would be a fun feature, man, with these chopper events. If you bring your freaking mercenary along and just being able to like hijack the freaking choppers that are left over and go sell them, that just make a lot of sense, man. I don't know. Also, I know we could have also taken a little bit of gas out of that, not a whole ton. I probably should have in hindsight, but god dang it, we will chug forwards because I want to get to this raid ASAP. Because this is honestly, this is not a revenge raid, and I'm being 100% dead serious when I say this. It's actually good. I've done the research on this raid. For a non-revenge raid, I am baffled at the quality of this raid, because you just usually when we talk to the raiders, they're like, hey buddies, can we have a raid? They're like, sure, here's this 1x1 wooden shack with 5 cloth. Hope you enjoy for all the hard work and quests you put in. Oh mama. Okay, more stuff has to get left behind, but K, you go into there. You I will drink up. You empty bottles I put away. These I collect. Goodbye to you. I pick that up. Okay, we are good. But yeah, man, like it feels like so often we end up getting an absolute garbage raid back. But no, not today. This is why this is such a special occasion, and I'm a little bit jumpy, a little bit jittery, just freaking getting to the meat of it. But yo, talk about sad, man. The mercenary camp has got 5 hours and we can't do anything. I guess the reason for that is to kind of give people a chance to, you know, recollect your stuff from the mercenary chest, which, by the way, we will most definitely be doing. I'm not going to be leaving my stuff over there and letting the mercenaries have it. You know, I expect that stuff back, but oh, I got to bring it back myself. The mercenaries that I ever so graciously gave it to can't even bring me back my own goddamn loot. Talk about disrespectful, but we're going to go ahead and disrespect the base, TBH, and go and take all of its loot. So we'll go ahead and do that and talk to y'all in a sec. And without further ado, our inventory is looking very prepared. We're even gonna take this M16 that we got today out for a spin because, oh, it wants to be spun, baby. And there's the 2C4 we gotta put to use, and also some of that meat we gotta put to use as well, because the doggos are coming along for today's adventures. For now, let's just go ahead and craft up all the hatchets that are gonna be necessary for this raid, and then let's get into the meat of it. So, doggies, it's feeding time. Oh, you adorable little pups, man. These puppies are just too adorable. Yeah, it just makes me want an IRL puppy so I can pet it all freaking day, because that level of cute is too dang high, baby. Hold up. You know what this means? The fact that the mercenary camp is unrecruitable anymore? This means that, how do I put this? I can't be disappointed by their lack of raiding anymore. As the madman who raids on a daily basis, this is a very big deal. And you know what? As much as I love them, you guys, if you guys want to come back, maybe with a bit more excitement towards raiding, I'd appreciate that a ton. Mercenaries, I'm sure we could get along rather nicely. But for now, oh baby, we got a chopper over here. Hello, hello. What do you have in store for me, Mr. Chopper? Emptiness and sadness. Why did I expect otherwise? Oh, I forgot my dog freaking gets stuck in the chopper. Dog! Come on, how do you keep getting stuck in the dang chopper? Like, it's not that hard. You just don't, like, I couldn't, actually, to be honest, I was about to say, I can't get stuck in a chopper if I tried. Never underestimate a determined Papa Star, especially when it comes to something stupid, because that's where he excels most. Hello, knock knock, is anyone home? It is me, Girl Scout cookies. No, okay, I'll just leave the Girl Scout cookies in the place of all the loot I'm about to take. And check it out, we're also gonna go ahead and toss the C4 on this wall over here. That's gonna save us a little bit of a chopper. Doggo, get out of there! Boom! That has made quite a little bit of noise, by the way, so we definitely gotta worry about the fact that there's gonna be a lot of zombies coming our way. Let's get to mowing them down, because oh my god, we got 2 waves of zombies on us at once. This is a lot of zombies. There's a lot of zombies. Oh dear mama. Maybe if I brought some shotgun rain, I wouldn't mind of making English is hard. Making some noise today. Because holy guacamole. This is too many zombies. Oh my god, I don't think I've ever like literally fought 2 waves at once, but that C4 was put down in the perfect spot where everyone's like, oh, let's go kill Star. And it's like, god dang it, I did this to myself. Thought my dog would be a little bit more helpful here, but he's just kind of chipping away at their health. Come on, dog, keep nipping at their heels. I believe in you. Oh my god, it's literally like a giant horde. And could you imagine, compared to the city, man? The city horde would be nothing compared to this. Especially with some of those images that we saw and what that could potentially have, man. That city, the scale of zombies, the scale of locations, the scale of it all would simply be unfathomable with those amount of zombies that we saw. Like, maybe for game purposes, they might need to, like, tone it down so, you know, people's phones don't freeze up from the amount of zombies that would need to be on screen. But still, man, talk about nutty. And here's what we're gonna do with this raid as well. This is a raid that, for the most part, I probably want to do in a 2C4 fashion. Why do I say that? I say that, oh my god, emptiness and sadness. I say that because this chest, that's pretty dang good, dude. A little bit of oak plank there. I could get behind that. We got some stone bricks and whatnot. But this chest, woo, is where a lot of the goods are going to be. Now, unfortunately, this is a very well-protected base. But even with that in mind, I'm stealing your chopper, boy. Give me some of that. But even with that in mind, I'm stealing your plant too. Hope that's cool. I'm gonna name him Greg. We'll stack up that stack over there, pick up what we can, and we just gotta kind of make the most of this because there's no real like this is one of the best ways of raiding this place, just because it is actually very well protected. It's not like you put down a C4 and you unlock the entire interior. It is pretty sectioned off, so definitely something you need to be wary of. And definitely, we want to put away the best stuff that we grabbed because the raiders are going to be asking for their fair share. And I'm going to be a respectful lad today. I'm not going to murder them in cold blood. I'm going to put my chopper in my chopper. Chopperception. We got some turret parts over there for when we got to repair that. And we'll put the heat sensor in there as well. Let's grab the last little bits of what we require. And we could try and break down some workbenches and stuff too, now that I think about it. He does have this little wooden bench over here. And that has... honestly, I'll take some planks. Why not? And then maybe we'll break into that furnace over there and probably just try to skedaddle from there with whatever we can grab. Fill up with some of these stone bricks. Just trying to have a full inventory before we dip skedaddle out of here. Glug, glug, glug. Thank you for the hydration. Still a little bit hungry. Wish you had some food, mate. Maybe I could break into his fire pit. Nah, I'll leave you your food. Never mess with another man's food. Ow! Unless there's spikes attack you, I'm starting to rethink my mercy. Your fire pit might not be as safe as you once thought, comrade. I issue you warning now. I will put food in there. Eat a little bit. Oh, god dang it. I can't toss that out. Forgot about that. Let's go and put that away. And alright. Honestly, maybe I'll see if he doesn't have any food, because we're just going to be trying to grab what we can. Ooh, iron. I'll take that. Hold up. We got zombies coming up on us. I'm going to... nothing in there. Other fire pit's probably empty. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just dip out of there. Not trying to use weapon resources, armor, or meds on this raid, because we got pretty much what we were looking for. And with that said, with that done, that's going to go to bring an end to this episode. Last Day Out of Survival. Thank you guys a whole ton for watching. Have yourselves an awesome one. And I'll talk to you next one. See ya.